All right, so here is another instructional video. This time we are going to make a rook, also known as a castle, for those of you who don't play chess a lot. I'm going to spell it rook. Turns out it's not actually a castle. It's actually representing a Middle Eastern chariot, which you had archers stationed on. But, that's usually lost to time. That's where the name rook came from. All right, so we'd start out with a front view because we're going to do a profile of a rook. Now, the requirements for the rook are that it's 1 1/4 in diameter. However, again, we're rotating this around the z-axis. So we want half that. And I didn't try this before. Let me try this. Let's do 1.225 divided by 2. Let's see if this one can do math. Oh, good. It can do math as well. As you would expect, it's a computer. Computers are good at math. I'm going to make a lip on here too, so we can actually put a name. 0.25. I'm going to go in by 0.1 because I think it looks nice. But it is not one of the dimensions that I am requiring. I'm going to escape the line. I'm going to move these dimensions out so I can see what I am doing, and I can tell I do not have missing holes in my rook. The rook is 2 inches tall. Zoom out, center that a little bit. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make one arc, just one. It's going to go most of the way up. It's going to go in a little bit, but it doesn't have to. It can go out, it can go in, it can go way in, although then you're going to get a really skinny rook. I'm going to go about there. Try and make it not too skinny. I'm going to try to line it up there with the top. Then I'm going to pay attention to the dimensions. I'm going to go in by 0.1. I'm going to go down by 0.1. Go all the way over to here. I'm going to hit escape line. Now I'm going to revolve it. I'm going to remember the dimensions that I chose for the edge of the thing there. Revolve. Revolution axis. Oh, come on. Revolution axis there. Faces to revolve there. There we go. And that kind of looks like a rook, except the castle doesn't really look much like a castle. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to be careful not to start it down there. It's not the end of the world if you do. You're just going to have to change the direction of your remove. I'm going to start it up here, though, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to look from on top. And I'm going to go under here, underneath the rectangle. I'm going to choose center point rectangle. So I want these to go out from the center. I'm going to choose 0.1, and the other one doesn't matter. I'm going to use these to cut through, and if they extend out past the edge, yeah, that's fine. You're cutting in midair. It doesn't hurt anything. This one here. The big dimension doesn't matter, but I do want 0.1 for there. And I want them also at an angle. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop making center rectangles. Select them all. I'm going to go down to the transform. I'm going to move this center point here. And I'm going to move this to 45 degrees. Now, sadly, I don't think there's a way to copy this and do that at the same time. And just rotate some. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to redraw in some. The more expensive program they. Oh no. That shouldn't have happened. Let's try that again. Start in the center. Point 1. There we go. I don't know what happened. I tried to change the other ones. I was probably stuck to something else, some constraint. There we go. Then let's go and hit extrude, and let's go to a 3D view because we always want to do our 3D stuff in 3D. I am going to do a remove, which changes the direction automatically. If you start at the bottom, it would be removing down and leaving the top intact, and you would just use this to change the direction. I'm going to change the depth to 0.1 because that's how tall that edge is. And hit OK. Now, this is the style that I see on a lot of chess pieces, but you can choose another style. Go 0.05. Goes up halfway, and that also works. For the people who do not measure, here's one thing that I see a lot of. Say one random value here, and they give me something that looks like that. That's not how castles look. You should either have it meet flush with the bottom, or you should have it halfway up. Last thing we need for full credit is we need to put our name on it, because unless you wish to go for any of the extra credit things or make this look a little bit more like your own, a lot of people are going to end up with something that looks very similar to this. So I need names on it. Let's go to the bottom. Let's do a text. Default text, let's do clearing. See what fits. On this one, using commands from the other program. All right, let's do transform here. There we go. And we've got a few more letters in. If you choose the king or the queen to do, you'll have a little bit more space. There we go. And then we go through and cut this out. Move by 0.1. And then it can be identified. Now there's a lot of ways you can modify this to, one, get extra credit, and two, just to make it look nicer. But I'll have a separate video for that.